Hello guys, my name is Ali and welcome back to IELTS Vocabulary Conquest. So the topic that we'll be covering today is about sports. Alright, so first thing first, the very basic question for this one. Do you like sports? Alright, so pretty much every first question of speaking part 1 would start with a yes and no question, right? So for this one, you can just easily answer from your experience or opinions. If you like sports, say yes. If you don't, just say no and give out the reasons, okay? So for this one, I have an answer for you. Yes, I'm really keen on sport. I go swimming twice a week and attend a yoga class every weekend. I believe it is essential to keep fit and stay in good health, which would help me raise my mood for work and study. So, to be honest, this could be like the best answer for this question already. So you don't have to fix. I don't even have any better version for this. So some of the words or language that you need to keep in mind when you talk about the sport topic, some of the particular phrases we can use in sport, like to keep fit. So to keep fit, it means to stay in good shape. So keep your body in like the very good shape, not fat or not too thin. All right. Second is to stay in good health. It means like to keep your body healthy, right? By eating or by exercising. Second one, the next one I have, raise my mood. Your mood is like your emotions, your feeling to do something. It's to raise your mood in work and study, which means to help you to study better. All right, and the next one I also have, try to use the verb phrases that you have in sports, like go swimming, play football, play tennis, or attend a yoga class or attend a meditate class. So there's a lot of verb phrases to talk about a particular sport. So try to use all of those words. All right, so now you have your answer for the first question about do you like sport? Then definitely they would jump to the second question asking about your favorite sport, or it could be this kind of question. What is the most popular sport in your country? So basically we're in Vietnam, so the only sport you can think of is soccer. Okay, so you can actually use the word football or soccer, but it's best to use the word soccer, and then you can actually say American football or British football, so to distinguish the culture or the language, okay? So let's take a look at the answer I have, the first answer I have over here. There's only soccer that is famous. That is simply because people in my country are very supportive of our national soccer team. Every time they play in a regional match, people cheer so much. Alright, so simply this question actually mentioned about soccer already, but you need to give more details of why this one is the national sport of Vietnam. So how do people feel? Yes, they feel supportive of the national soccer team, but it's not enough for this kind of answer. It's way too obvious, right? Okay, so let's change it up, the idea and also the terminology a little bit. I have the next answer for you, so you can look at over here. So take a look at this. There are many sports that are well known in my country, but only soccer makes its way as the king of sports. People prefer soccer than any kind of sports because of the animating atmosphere it brings on the stadium field when the players attempt to score a goal. Okay, some of the phrases that we can actually use when speaking about playing a sport, like you can see, score a goal. So score a goal you can actually use for any type of sport, especially soccer, basketball, volleyball, that requires the players to take the ball and score the goal. Okay, next one I have is king of sport. So king of sport is more like a phrase that you actually use very good. So soccer in Vietnam is the king of sport. And the next one I also have, animating atmosphere. Animating atmosphere, you don't use this word a lot, but if you used it, it would be a high score in your vocabulary. So animating, it means that cheerful or exciting or dynamic atmosphere. Okay. And the next ones I have, make it way to. Make it way to, it means like you're trying to reach a goal, or you're trying to approach a goal that you want to achieve. So soccer has make it way to the king of sport, or make it way as the king of sport in Vietnam. So let's jump to the last question we have over here. Do you think it is difficult to learn a new sport? Alright, so it's again with a yes and no question. So like I told you before, remember to diversify your choice or your words in answering yes and no. Okay, so to show your disagreement and agreement in a different range of vocabulary. So that's also the next answer. The answer over here, it has the same mistake that I tell. Yes, it is. Okay, learning a new thing is difficult, and sport is not an exception. It requires long time and hard work to master sport. Okay, so what is wrong with this answer? The idea is okay. It talks about the hardships and the difficulty to do sport. However, you actually repeat the word sport a lot, so try to find a synonym to rephrase that. Okay, and the next one requires long time and hard work. But what else? It's too general. So what else? What makes it feel? What does it make you feel when it requires you hard work and long time to do a sport? Okay, so that's why I have the next answer, a better version for you over here. Let's take a look at it. Undoubtedly, it is tough to train in a new physical activity. Everyone needs to take up tremendous exercise and have a crack at practicing to meet the demands of a new sport. A personal trainer is also needed to help with correct exercise that can avoid unwanted injuries. So some of the phrases and terms, particularly in sports, that I use in this, so let's investigate it a little bit. Alright, so I have, first I have undoubtedly. So undoubtedly is like a synonym to show your agreement, like the degree of agreement. So it's not yes, it's not of course, it's undoubtedly, which means that you totally agree with this. The next one, train in. Train in has the same meaning with obtain or learn. So training a new sport is like learn a new sport. All right. The next phrase I have, take up tremendous exercise. So take up tremendous exercise, which means that you have to do extreme exercise for this new sport. And the next one, have a crack at practicing. So it's like have a crack, which means you have to practice a lot. You have to be very, hardworking. You have to be hardworking in practicing the sport. All right, guys. So that's a wrap for our demo questions for the answers of Speaking IELTS Part 1 in the topic talking about sports. I hope you find this helpful, and if you have any other answers for those questions, feel free to write down in the comments below. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.